Hello and welcome back to the podcast. I'm Tyrone.
I'm Waddle.
Thanks for that. As you've noticed by the title and by the introduction, it's no longer called the Wadcast. We've decided to rebrand a little bit, so it's called the Progress But Never Perfect Podcast. We will abbreviate that in the title. But yeah, it's something we both live by. Like I've mentioned in my previous vlog, it's something we want to share with you guys, that it's okay to not see it as perfect. You always want to make progress. So yeah. Today we're going to talk about communication and self-improvement. It's something, like I even mentioned in my vlog the other day, it's something I've struggled with personally, we've all struggled with before. So yeah. So what does communication mean to you?
Communicating's everything really, isn't it, in life? It's like if you don't communicate with, like, part of my job is all about communication. And if you're not communicating the right things to people, then you're not going to get what you want or what you need. To be honest, that's my main look at it.
Yeah, I feel like we've obviously, like, if you haven't seen it the other day, I mentioned in my vlog, like, obviously we hit a hurdle a few days ago due to communication, and obviously that's down to a lot of things. That's down to obviously things getting in the way, getting too eager, just forgetting, and it can be a big deal. Like you said before, transparency in communication is key. So it's like
we haven't, like, apart from over the text straight after, we haven't really talked about it properly. But and we're not going to do it here. But it's like I said, transparency is the main thing. It's like if you're not completely transparent with someone that you're going into business with, or you're going into a certain relationship with, then you're not gonna get anywhere, because you have to be completely transparent. You have to know what the other one's thinking, and it's not going to progress at all. It's just going to stagnate and decline if you don't properly communicate.
Yeah, it allows everyone to be on the same page. Like in every, like, you don't even have to be business. Like you said, it can be a romantic relationship, business relationship. It allows everyone to know where everyone's at. And if you want to move forward, you can't do it when someone's in the dark, and it's easy to promote your emotions and stuff like that. Like, people struggle with communication. I do personally. It's something I've struggled with for years. So it's I'll get more into that later on. But obviously I know people who've teamed up with people bigger than them, who've teamed up with people who they think inspire them, but obviously it hasn't worked out. They haven't. It's like the saying, never meet your heroes, because sometimes, like, you don't communicate well and you have creative differences. You could even have creative similarities, but if you don't communicate, you're not going to know that, and that's where bad relationships and bad businesses fail. So that's why, like, just to be a thing, I got this idea from a podcast, Matt Lane Fitness's podcast. It's in the description. I linked it in my previous one, but I'll link it again. It's a brilliant podcast. You should go check it out. So yeah, moving on. I feel me personally, like, why I'm not good with communication is obviously everyone knows. Personally, I'm not good with conveying my own emotions. I'm not good at, like, giving, like, my feelings and thoughts on things. I struggle to promote tell people things. I like to deal with it all. Yeah, I'm a person who likes to deal with everything by myself, and I raise my hand in the air. Sometimes I should communicate more, and it's something I am working on, and it's something I'm trying to develop with. Like, it's me trying to self-improve. That's something we'll get on with later. But it's me trying to self-improve myself. That's a goal, and that's a aspect of my personality trait that I want to improve. What about you?
Well, yeah, I used to struggle when I was a lot younger. As I progressed, and when I went into college, that's when I started to communicate a lot more, and where I started to thrive a bit more, got more confident in myself, and obviously improving yourself so that you can have the confidence to communicate with people and express how you're feeling. But I also think as well, it's one of them things that if you struggle to do it, then obviously do it. There's some people that over-express how they feel, and let the wrong people know how they feel. And that's one thing I've struggled with is just blurting it out instead of telling the right people at the right time. And that's one thing I'd rather work on myself, is just is just talking to the right people that I actually want to talk to and tell them the ways I'm feeling, rather than everyone. Personally,
Yeah,
that's the one
it's
thing I'd
finding
like
that.
to do.
Yeah, it's finding that balance in life. Really, it's like, don't over express yourself, and don't not ever talk to anyone, or don't like never express your emotions. You need to find that balance of when to do these things and when it's important to do these things. Which, like I said, that's something I'm working on. I either don't say anything or I say it at the wrong time. So it's something in my life. It's something that I'm trying to get better with, and it's something I'm trying to self-improve with. And obviously, that comes with time. That comes with learning. And obviously, I've made a mistake, and again, I've stressed before to you. I've stressed for in the podcast that it's all about making mistakes. You're not going to make any improvements if you don't make mistakes. So obviously, that's one of the mistakes I've made.
Yeah, mistakes are all part of learning. If you don't,
Exactly.
like you said, if you don't make them, you don't have the chance to fix them.
No, exactly. And like, again, self-improvement. That's something I keep saying. That's a word I say a lot. That's something I say in my vlogs, nearly every single vlog. It's something I say in nearly every single podcast. It's something I say in day-to-day life, but I feel it's so key. It's so important if you want to be successful in life. It's so important if you want to go out and get opportunities, and obviously it allows for self-development. So if you don't want to be stuck in a dead-end job in your whole life. Like, some people might. Like, it's all down to the person. But everyone must have a passion. Or like, it allows you to acquire that passion and work and turn your passion into a reality, or it allows you to find that passion you didn't know you previously had. So it's.
But as well, even in something that some people see as dead-end jobs, like a lot of people see, like, I don't know, for example, say like a supermarket or something like that. They think, oh, I'm not passionate about this, but it's a job. But you can still find progression in any form of work or lifestyle. You have to set, like, say, if you start from the bottom, you should just enter there. Like, my mates just started stacking shelves. Slowly you can work yourself up and you become a manager over time, or you become, part of leading a team. And then through that you develop skills, like leadership, and a drive to improve things. One thing I was going to say about improving myself is setting yourself little goals. So, like,
We'll get onto that.
I know, but I'm just saying, certain jobs
Yeah.
and certain areas of your life, you can find that progression through different avenues, such as, getting, what's the word? I've lost the word. Getting a better pay or better form of a better role in your job.
Yeah, and I think self-development, like you just said, it is a big thing, and people sometimes, I feel like the general consensus is like people are scared to self-develop, because we've mentioned in a previous podcast, the motivation one, that people do get comfortable, and people do, like, it's like a comfort blanket when you like have a routine. Even if it's a bad routine, people are scared to leave that routine because it's their comfort zone.
People are scared to fail.
Exactly, and you've got to put yourself in that in that discomfort, and you've got to fail to move forward. And that's something I've personally learned in the last year, because I was like in the gym, I wasn't making progress anymore. I'd hit my plateau in terms of like my progress from when I started. But then you've got to move the weights up. You've got to like put that extra intensity into your training, and that's something I did. And that's something I started to make progress with before lockdown. But again, you just got to up the intensity every single time. You can't get too comfortable with life and with where you are, because there's always going to be someone who's working when you're not. You know what I mean? So it's just, you've always got to be ready. You've always got to be like on your toes. You've always got to want to improve and not get comfortable.
Yeah, it's all about stepping outside your comfort zone and constantly upping yourself, because when you're, the times where you don't progress and you plateau, then it's just going to take you longer to move up that next step and that next level in intensity and stuff. Like you said, like, we're both progressing quite well before lockdown, and then it's just like this time you stagnate. It just means it's the motivation to drive and work harder straight after.
Exactly. Like, I feel like in terms of self-development and improvement, I think what's everyone can relate to is nutrition and dieting. Like, everyone's like, not everyone goes to the gym, but everyone wants to eat healthy. So like, I scroll through like social media, like, and I see a lot of people like asking influencers like, what do I eat? And I think I don't think that's the right question to ask. I feel like you need to learn yourself. Like, if you really like want to self-develop, you're going to research it yourself, and I think that's the lazy way out in asking people, what do you eat, what do you do, because it's all there, all the information's there, and I feel like that's like a sign of like they're not truly committed into like wanting to do the work.
There's no motivated there, because if you're not willing to do the work yourself and you're wanting someone else to do that first step for you, then you're not going to improve and you're not going to stick to it. You know, you need to do your own research and learn at the end of the day. You need to do your own form of learning. Because if you don't know in yourself and you don't learn the specific like different types of food that you need to have in your diet and the things that you need to exclude, then you're not going to remember it by someone telling you. You have to actually research and find it out yourself.
No, just to clarify though, people have got mad progress with trainers, but you've also got to consider personal trainers will give you the foundations, but then you've got to go out on your own and do the rest of it yourself. Like, you can't just rely on other people to do it for you, because then you're not going to get anywhere in life, and that's going to pass over to other things in life, like work. It's like you can't like rely on other people to do that for you. Like we've just said, nutrition that's a bad habit, and then you're going to want that in every aspect of life. You've got to go out and do the groundwork yourself, and that's the only way you've got to self-improve. You've got to go out, test the waters, and you probably are going to like fail, and you probably are going to put on a few pounds now and again, but again, that's the learning curve. It's like you can't ask Dave from the gym, a personal trainer, what do I eat, how many calories do I eat, because everyone's body's different. Like, I might have to eat more or less carbs than you. Your body might not agree with dairy, my body might agree with dairy. You know what I mean? It's like you need to learn your own.
Yeah, you have to do your own specific diet plan, and different nutrition. Everything has different nutritional values that are specific to you. Like, obviously we all need certain things, but like, your proteins, your carbs and stuff, but like you said, some people might not be able to include certain dairy products and different things. You might be allergic and stuff. You have to do it all yourself, and you have to find that out yourself, because it all starts from home. If you don't, end of the day, you have to do the work to improve yourself. Yeah. Someone can't run for you, someone can't cook your food for you, but you can, but it costs a lot. You know what I mean? It's like it all starts with you. Like, you've got to do the work yourself.
I mean, if you find what your body needs and wants, then your personal trainer then can do your diet plan. But you can't go to a personal trainer and go, right, what do I eat? He's not going to know, because he doesn't know what your body needs. Everyone's got a different body type. There's ectomorph, endomorph, and mesomorphs. Like different body types, and people are different. So like, I might eat chicken, your body might not agree with chicken. So it's just one of the things I've learnt that through working. Researching my own body, researching nutritional information online. We're not qualified personal trainers. It's just something we've learned over time. It's something you learn with experience. It's not just dieting. It's everything. With experience, you're going to learn. You're going to gain knowledge, and that's going to pass over instead of letting someone else do it for you.
Yeah, definitely. It's all about finding out. So like we've already said this, you just find out yourself, and just by experimenting and doing different things. Because like, I struggled for a long time to, like, for example, just eat breakfast. I never knew, like, I knew what was healthy, but I never found something that was right for me. And only through lockdown have I found like a healthy breakfast that I have every day, and I stick to it. You know what I mean? It's all about doing it yourself, and I found out it's perfect for my diet. Like, it just works for me. It's that type of thing. You got to just do it yourself and find out by experimenting with different things.
It's like we've talked about this before. It's like lockdowns allowing people, 85 to 90% of people to learn about themselves and reevaluate themselves. Because I see a lot of people on social media, and we've talked about this before, like saying how days go by and how they hate being bored all the time. And again, it's like the only thing I could say to people like that is self-develop. You've got to keep yourself busy. If you're not working and you've been laid off work, you've been let go because of obviously businesses are suffering right now. Either look, you could turn what you want to do, your dream job, into your main employment in the next few months. You know what I mean? You've got all this time. I'm saying that now. We're nearly at the end of lockdown, I'd say, but like you've had all this time to lay the foundations for you to get up and do something you love. But most people just like that would go back to the point, scared of doing it because they're scared of failure. Like, it's something we've all had to deal with. And it's something you're gonna have to deal with because you're gonna fail in something else. So you might as well fail in something that's gonna pay off to something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Like, we've had all this time, and it's a bit like when people around, you know, in the new year, they always say like, oh, New Year's resolutions and all this lot. It's like it's that, but now you've actually got the time. You've had the time to commit yourself to doing things that you wanted to do, and because you've got the opportunity, but you've just got to tweak them a little bit, like your home workouts. And if anything, home workouts are easier for people that are starting out because they're just the small workouts you can do at home, like with just the easiest. You don't need equipment or anything, and then from there you can, you know, because you're not doing as much like daily if you're not working, you can change your diet, you can minimise your diet down, and then you can, you know, eat healthier and just progress yourself, set yourself on the right track for when you come out of lockdown, and then it's just a straight road from there, and you can carry on the way you've been going.
Yeah, I mean, on the topic of self-development, like, I saw something the other day on Instagram, and I follow this guy. I don't want to say his name because it like put him under hate, but he was putting loads of like workout videos in his story, and you could see like he was posting. Do you know on the story when you can post someone like messages you when they've seen your story on Instagram?
Yeah.
Well, he was getting loads of hate. People were taking the mick out of him because he was like doing all this thing. It's like he's the type of person who's gonna like make more money than the person who's giving him hate. It's like if someone's like taking time out of their day to like hate on someone for like doing something they love. In the end, that's probably gonna make them more. I know money isn't everything, but he's probably going to make them more wealthier and more happier than that person hating on them. I don't see the point of. It's because it's weird in our culture. It's weird to go out at like doing something that's not a desk job and a 9-to-5 job. You know what I mean? It's like in different countries it's different, but I feel like in England, like the average path to like employment is go to school, go to college, go to uni, then go to like a 9-to-5 job.
But the amount of people that go to uni and like waste the time going to college, going to uni. I'm not saying it so. Like for me, I never wanted to go to uni, and I found it would be a waste of money and a waste of my time because I know if I went to uni, I wouldn't focus, I wouldn't do the work, and it just wouldn't be for me unless I found something that properly, you know, like my passion. But you know, apart from that, I was never going to go. Whereas people, you know, fair enough if you want to go and do 4 years of or 3 or 4 years of a degree and then or do masters, PhDs, all that lot, and it does get you jobs. But at the end of the day, you don't need all the qualifications in the world to follow a passion. You just don't. You can do it.
No, I mean, you look at the most successful people in this country, and most of them didn't even get good grades at school. You know what I mean? So it's like I went to university. I won't say it was a mistake because I do enjoy my university life, but again, I went to university to self-develop, and I thought it was a big opportunity for me. But looking in hindsight, maybe I will get a degree out of it, maybe I will get a qualification out of it, but I feel I've learnt more doing stuff myself, research stuff myself, doing our business. I've learnt more doing this than I have in the 8 months in my first year at university. So it's just it's perspective. Like just for clarification, some people might go to university and get a degree and have the best life and have a job they want. But in my circumstance, I found doing my own research, doing everything myself, and talk to you about it. And I feel like I've learnt more doing this than I have in my degree, if that makes sense.
Well, yeah, like we said already, you know, you're doing your own research. You sit there and you want, as well. It's a passion. You want to learn. It's something like obviously you went to uni and it's something that you're interested in. But if you find something you're extremely passionate about and you want to learn, you want to do you want to learn, you want to do the progression, you want that goal at the end, you want to achieve something, you will go and learn it. You will memorize all of it. Everything will soak into your brain, and you will just progress and keep doing things that you need to do. Like that's just how it is. If you find something you are passionate about and interested in, you're just gonna learn. You will.
Yeah, like again, no hate to people who do like going to university. It's some people might want to go to university, so that might be some people's dream to go to university. So it's like just like the body type, people are different, and people self-develop in different ways. So I'd say I've always been academically quite okay. Like I'm not the most cleverest, I'm not the smartest person in the room, but I'd be close. But again, I've always been like a daydreamer. So like in school, I always knew I didn't want to work for someone. Since I was in school, I always knew that I wanted to do something exciting rather than a 9-to-5 job. Obviously, my family wanted me to work in a desk job because that's the safest route. You know what I mean? But obviously, if you're sure about something and you're sure about a dream and a vision, then I'm sure like it will pay off of 100% effort, and it will pay off of 100%. Like our business, I keep telling people, and I keep telling you that even if we do fail, we'll go again, and it just means like eventually it is going to be a success, and I'm 100% sure. And people can clip this up for 5 years time. We will be a success. In our eyes, like we don't need to be the biggest thing in the world. I'm not saying that's not a goal, but I'm just saying for us we will be a success, and that's what more people have got to do. They've got to have a dream, they've got to have a vision which they can work towards, and that's where self-development comes from.
Like it don't matter where we are, but as long as in our eyes we've actually progressed and seen a form of success, then it's all that matters, and we'll slowly keep going. You know, it don't matter. Like it matters where we are, but like as long as, like I said, we've seen some form of progression, that's all that matters to me anyway.
Baby steps.
Exactly, baby steps. You know, you can't achieve everything in one day or 1 week. It takes time. You know, lots of effort and time to do things, and that's what we are doing, and that's what we will be doing for the next, forever.
God knows. Hopefully, yeah. It like for an example, if you want to lose £10 in 3-4 months, I think £10 that's a bit of a long time. If you're aiming for £1 a week, you want to lose £10 in 12 weeks, then that should be a goal, and you work towards that, baby steps, and eventually you will lose that £10. You can have smaller visions and it still be a success, you know what I mean? You don't have to have a grand scale.
It's like I said before, that's the one thing I've always done, like, since wanting to self-improve, is a big part of that, is setting your small goals for yourself. So like you said, like one thing I did for the first, when I really wanted to lose weight, I said to myself, I said, right, until you lose a stone, I'm not getting my hair cut. Because I got my hair cut, and I said, I'm not getting my hair cut, and I'm not trimming my beard until I lose a stone. And it took me just under a month to lose a stone. And then I went and got my hair cut as a little reward. That was a small, at the time, a big goal, because I was 25 stone. And it got me down. It was that first step to say, right, you've done that, now keep going. And I lost another stone, and another stone, and another stone. And you drop down, and you see that progression, and it just drives you to keep that ball rolling and keep going forward. And like with anything, like you said, it's just little goals. So like we've got little goals for our business, and once we achieve them, it's a form of progression. We'll see that, and we'll go for the next goal, and the next goal, and the next goal, and that's just how you move forward in life. But if you don't do that, then you're not gonna ever see the progression and be happy with yourself. But it's not how you progress.
Yeah, I mean, it's all easy and good us being motivational and stuff like that, but there may be some people watching it who like feel like they can't relate because they're in like a bad situation. But a question I can put to you is, what made you like change your mindset? And I know like this isn't me being vain, but I know that me coming into your life changed your mindset.
Well, yeah, 100%. Cause before that, because like there's a picture I looked at the other day. It was a Snapchat you took on like, it was definitely first year of college. I wore a full Adidas tracksuit, and we're sat there in the cafe. I've got a big 2 litre, 1.5 litre, whatever they are, bottle of Lucozade next to me, and some like sweets in my hand. And it's just, and then I've got this massive like double chin. It's just wrong. I was like, what the fuck is that? Like, how did I ever let myself get to that? And it's just like, I saw you going to gym and you improve a lot. It's weird to think about what you probably looked like when you started college to what you are now, and same with me, to be fair. And it's just like that's seeing progression in you and other people. It drives yourself. You know what I mean? You can do it, and it frustrates me when other people say they can't do it. Like, there's plenty of people that have proved it. I've proved it. You've proved it. It's not, you can progress. It just takes time and effort, and that's the change my mindset. And it's just like proving people wrong is a big thing for me. So like, for me, my dad, like, he always, when he was younger, like, I've got my mum's side of family who aren't very active and bigger, and I've got my dad's side of family who are all not stick thin, but all really fit and healthy, and into the like walking, cycling, also cycling were a big one. My dad tried to get me on bikes, but I was just so big, and I just was like, nah, I can't bother, lazy as hell. Same with school, I just lazy, awful. And then it's like now, for me to be doing the things that I want to do, and losing the weight myself without having to do things that he wanted me to do. It's a big. I just find it a big, a big thing just to prove people and him wrong.
Yeah, exactly, and like you said, once you do hit these dominoes, like losing these weights, you are going to want to do it more because you're making progress. And it is I hate saying the word lifestyle, but it is a lifestyle change.
Well, no, that's the only word you can say, because we've all got different lifestyles. Some people have very unhealthy lifestyles, and some people have an average lifestyle, and some people have a really extreme healthy lifestyle. But as well, those can be negatives, because you can have too healthy of a lifestyle, and it can lead to such things as like, it's bad to say it, but it can lead to like things of mental illness or physical illness, because you drive yourself so far to the point where you make your body ill. But then there's like that in between where, like, progressing and healthy progression. There's both ends of the spectrum. You've got to be careful where you're hitting. But as long as you're looking after yourself and you're eating the right things and you're not going over the top and you're just progressing and progressing and progressing, there's nothing wrong with that. No matter what part you're at, you know what I mean? What stage you're at.
Yeah, I mean, like, I've talked about my motivation to death, but I'd say I talked about my journey to where I am now to death as well. But I'd say another thing I don't really touch on is surrounding yourself with good, like-minded people. Like, when I was leaving school, beginning of college, I had like friends who'd want to smoke weed all the time. I had friends who didn't want to do anything. They just wanted to sit in a car, smoke weed, and they had a bad diet plan. They used to take takeaways and fast food all the time. Obviously that passes on to when you hang around with them. And I was obviously in an unhealthy relationship myself, and obviously that's again not good for your self-esteem, which is an accumulation of things. And obviously watching people on, like, it was harder for me because I didn't have someone like me to you like pushing me to do it. It was more of like a mental block of having to force myself to do it for the first 3 to 4 months, and then after that it just came natural to me. Like now it's just part of my day. It just, you've got to work out, go and do it, come back, go for a walk in the evening. That's it. It's just a part of my day. Whereas before it was more like, I've got to work out today. I can't be bothered, and it's more like a chore. When now it's a passion. Like you need to look 3 or 4 years down the line. I'm hoping to start a gym wear company. It just shows how much now it's of a passion to me. Like, I used to say football.
It's part of your lifestyle.
Yeah, it probably is 90% of my lifestyle now. 95% of my life is fitness. Like, people watching this, I'm not the biggest person in the world. I'm not bodybuilder level, but I'm in decent shape. And like, one of my like things for the next 5 to 10 years is to gain an impressive amount of muscle mass, and that is something I'm going to get onto later in the podcast. But sorry about that, my camera cut out because we've been recording for so long. But yeah, where was I? Yeah, just saying stuff. Just like, you don't need to be in the peak physical condition to be happy. Like, you see bodybuilders, it's so unsustainable to walk like around like that year round.
You have to be properly training the same every day.
It's not that. Bodybuilders don't walk like that 20 or 12 months a year. Like, they train. They must have a 3-month period every year. They get into that shape and they bulk again. It's unrealistic to see pictures of ripped people on social media and say, yeah, I'm going to get to that level and I'm going to be like that 90% of my life. It's unsustainable. You've got to be realistic. And for me, the shape I'm in now, it's slow and steady progress. I'd rather gain muscle at a slower rate than the next guy, but doing it for the whole of my life, than him gain a mad amount of muscle mass, but then he falls off the wagon 2 months down the line. So for me, like I said, it's a lifestyle. It's not a diet. I see the word diet as short term. Lifestyle is long term, and I'm looking to gain muscle mass long term, not in the now, like not tomorrow, in the next 5 to 10 years, and then I'll sustain that, and that is self-improvement. Again, going back to the topic, that is self-improvement. So yeah, it's just frustrating at times.
One thing I struggled with that stopped, like, it made me stagnate my progression, was when I first, that big amount of weight drop off. It was like 4 stone in about 5-6 months, I think it were, something like that. And I got down to I was bouncing between 20 and 21 stone. That's probably what I am now, I think. But the reason I stagnate is because you're putting on. I got to that point where I was putting on muscle mass and losing fat, so it were like they were going like that, and it just made the scales not say anything. And then in my mind, I was like, "You're not progressing." But then it's like you need to flip your mindset, and I realised if you realise your body's changing, if you look at yourself, and not the way the numbers might not change, but you in yourself, you feel better, you know, you look better. That's when you progress. Like I started playing football. I think it like 3 times a week, going to the gym, 4 times a week, and constantly working out. And like I noticed my cardio constantly improving. I could lift heavier. The numbers that way started, not the scales, but the actual like. I could run for. See, I went with my mate and his uncles and stuff to play football. We're only 5 aside, but I was constantly running for the entire hour we were playing. I didn't stop, and I was sweating buckets, and my cardio constantly improved. Like now, when we've been down to the park, I ride there and I ride back, and I only stop a couple of times for water breaks. My cardio's constantly improving. I might not be able to lift as much as I used to, because I can't progress as much as what I've got at home. But like my cardio is constantly improving, and that's where you need to see in your mind you are improving, you are progressing, and even if numbers aren't saying anything, you and yourself feeling better, and it's just different. Like that's how I stay motivated.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of you weighing yourself and the numbers, that are probably down to the fact you was weighing yourself at different times of the day, because you might. And because you're weighing yourself when you're going to the gym, so you might have been going to the gym at the afternoon on a Tuesday, and then at 11 p.m. at night on a Wednesday. So again, it's all down to what you've eaten that day, and it's all down to when you weigh yourself. Like I've always told you to weigh yourself at the same point, on that day. And yeah, it's not all about the numbers. And if you see yourself progressing in small things like weight you can lift, the amount you can run, then that is small progress, and that is self-development. So. Exactly. And we are going to move on. This is a new segment we will be adding into every single podcast we do. It's called the goal of the week. It's something we're going to tell you guys our individual goals we want to accomplish in the next week, and then we'll provide you with a new one every week, really. So do you want to... What's your goal for the next week?
I'll give you two, because I'll give you like a general goal and then like a fitness goal, because I've got two. So my general goal is to fix my bike tyre, because it popped and it's really
inspirational.
It's really pissing me off that I haven't fixed it and I haven't gone out and got a puncture repair kit. And I really want to go out my bike, because it's like now it's just sort of the sun's come out and it's really annoying that I can't go out. And the fitness goal is to... Well, my stepdad's been in garden, so he's took down my gym equipment, which I'm really pissed off about. So get that back out and do at least 3 workouts this week before what day are we on today? Thursday. Before next Thursday.
Okay. I'd like to say your first goal was the most inspirational thing you've ever said to me. So.
Hey, it's still fitness related, so don't start.
No. Mine's more of a fitness goal, I think. If you've seen my Instagram this morning, I've put on 0.2 pounds in the last week. That is something I'm looking. No, that is something I'm looking to do long term. So
you're bulking, aren't you?
if you guys don't know, I'm lean bulking. Don't say bulk; it's a different thing.
Same thing.
No, because you can lean bulk and dirty bulking's wrong. And I'll do that in another. I'll do that in another video. Why I hate dirty bulking and other diets. So yeah, I'm looking to gain 0.2 pounds weekly, because it's a long-term thing. So obviously, if you are 170 pounds, for example, and you just pile yourself with food, you gain 1,000 calorie surplus weekly. You're going to be on 3,000 calories extra in the third week, and that's almost a pound of fat. So you know what I mean. So you want to be doing it incrementally. So I tend to up my calories, 300 calories a week. Then you're doing it slowly, and then you're going to gain mainly muscle. You're going to gain a little bit of fat, naturally, because you're eating more food. But it's lean bulking's for more of a muscle gain rather than a size gain, if you get what I'm trying to say. So
you don't want to look fat. You want to stay lean but get bigger.
Yes, but realistically, that's not going to happen. So I'm gonna lose the little abs I have, and I'm gonna be a bit fluffy from that in the next few months. But
Old Tyrone's coming back.
I'm not gonna be that bad. It's gonna be it's gonna be a long-term self-development, and I'm gonna have to put the commitment in. I think that's everything for today. Yeah, so I'd like to thank you all for watching. Again, it's a new podcast. It's the same podcast with a new name. That's all it is. We're going to be talking about more topics like this rather than general things, because it's not us. We like to provide you guys with advice and information. I know we aren't qualified, but we can only give you what we've in our experience, and if that helps you.
Chatting shit.
Yeah, we do like chatting shit. You're all right. Yeah. So yeah, whatever information we can give you, hopefully it can help you lose some weight, put on weight. Just let us know what your favourite bit of the podcast was in the comments. Let us know your goals for the week. So yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Bye.
See ya.